I want to say a few words about Bill 156, which was passed just last month here in Ontario, Canada. For those of you who do not know me, I was an investigator for more than 3 years on factory farms and slaughterhouses in multiple different industries in multiple different countries. I did do some investigative work here in Canada. And what Bill 156 says is that the types of investigations that I did are now illegal. So let me explain what I did exactly so that you understand how outrageous this bill is. I didn't do anything differently from all the other employees at the facility. I always obeyed the law. I always obeyed the rules and procedures set forth by each particular facility. Except for one thing. I did one thing different from every other employee there. I took pictures. I took video footage or pictures using a hidden camera, or sometimes I would pull out my iPhone and take a picture. And then I would give all of that evidence, all those pictures and video footage, to law enforcement officials and the press. And sometimes the law enforcement officials would press charges and sometimes they wouldn't. That was up to them. That was not my job to figure out whether someone was doing the right thing or the wrong thing. My only job was to document what was happening inside those facilities, just to take pictures. I saw myself as an investigative journalist, which is essentially what this job is, right? That's what you're doing when you're an investigative reporter. You're going into a place and you're taking pictures, you're collecting evidence, and you're giving it to the world. But this is now illegal according to Bill 156. Now I want you to think about Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement right now in history. Imagine the response from the police department was, let's stop people from taking video footage of police interacting with citizens. The only reason we know what happened to George Floyd actually happened to him, not based on the reports of the police afterwards, but the only reason we actually know, is because someone was brave enough to pull out their phone and videotape it. And that's true for all the individuals, their names will echo throughout eternity. We would not have known about their suffering, about the abuse of power in those situations without videotape, without evidence. And so imagine the response from the police department was, we have to get rid of the videotape. We have to get rid of the evidence. We have to get rid of the pictures. Thank God that's not what the police are saying, right? They're actually trying to figure out the problem. But in the animal agricultural industry, that's what they're saying. They're saying, let's get rid of the cameras. Not let's get rid of the abuse or the problems of food security and biohazard security. They're saying, let's get rid of the evidence. So this should bother you whether you consume animals or not. Clearly, I care about the animal welfare and the animal rights of the animals that are going through these facilities. But even if you consume these products, you have to care about the production, the process in which the food is being made. And the inability to expose the truth should be frightening. It should be alarming. And we should really focus on how badly they're trying to hide the truth. And we need to repeal this bill as soon as possible. It's called an ag law. Some other states in the USA have passed them. They have been deemed unconstitutional in certain states, and I think that that's the right approach. We need to repeal all ag laws, because all we're doing, we as investigators, is taking footage. That's it. We're taking pictures. And if people don't like what they're seeing, then the actions need to change, not the videotapes. Like, it's not like we need to stop taking video footage. It's crazy. I attended a march yesterday in support of Regan Russell, who died standing up for the repeal of 156. And I hope that everyone who knew her or didn't know her, I personally did not know her, will be inspired by her story. She was run over by a tractor trailer that was carrying pigs to Fearman's slaughterhouse in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. And her story is very inspiring. She was a dedicated activist for many years. And we will not forget her. And I think it's more important than ever for us to stand up now. We're in the midst of a pandemic that was caused by the exploitation of animals and consuming animals. It's just a matter of time before we have another pandemic because we are exploiting and consuming animals. And so more than ever, we need to know what's happening on the other side of those walls. We simply need to know the truth. We need to be able to expose what's happening on the other side of those walls. And Bill 156 legally forbids it. That should outrage you. It should not be acceptable. Everyone should be on the same page here. We need to at least know what's happening and at least have the ability to blow a whistle if we see something egregious. If we see something wrong, we should be able to take out our phones, take a picture, and show everyone, show the world. You know, thank God we have these cameras in our phones, and we should be using them. So thank you, Regan Russell, for what you've done, and I hope everyone listening understands the importance of repealing Bill 156 in Ontario, Canada. Thank you, guys.